Hello, friends. Good morning. And welcome to Navrang Expressions, Navrang Healing Institute. Let me mute myself. Okay. I just want to make sure that there is no double voice. So I'm trying to mute myself and I'm not finding. Let me see. Okay. Let me try to do this and find mute. Okay. I think I'm good. Okay. So welcome to Navrang Expressions, Navrang Healing Institute. Navrang was established in 2013, officially registered. I practicing since almost 1984. Or before that, of course, I started learning when I was 16. So it has been a long time that I have been doing acupressure. Acupressure is a wonderful therapy, and actually acupressure is one of the oldest. And what acupressure does is, with pressure points on certain areas, where those are the points that trigger into our body, which are all over our body, different areas. There are 12 plus 1, 13 meridians, and different points trigger to heal or to increase the energy flow or to decrease the energy flow according to the need of the body. Acupressure is there is nobody really knows the origin of acupressure, but yes, it has become very popular from China as acupuncture, because it around 5,000 years ago, they found a body where they had so many areas of tattoos, and when they nobody could understand what it was about, and then a learned man who had traveled a lot had suddenly observed and realized that these are the points that heal the body in many ways. So not going too much into it, and today's what I really want to share with you all is about seeds, and how does seeds play a big role in our body. So when acupressure and acupuncture was more popular, in about 1997, 98, uh, Professor Park Jae-woo invented he got an enlightenment. And when he was trying to figure out how these energy points work and how the body is accessing, from where we can access, he suddenly found so many different ways and an amazing way our body has a healing power. And he came up with the therapy called Sujok acupressure. So it's an advanced technique of Professor Park Jae-woo, who did a tremendous and wonderful work in its own, has so many different ways of healing the body and finding out how to heal the body. So he said that all these meridians that we are looking into also have a way of healing through our palms. And if you all remember, and if any of you have joined my reflexology classes or have done reflexology, the reflexology is based on the zone therapy. So in zone therapy, Dr. Fitzgerald, he came up with this reflexology points, and that is also an amazing therapy. It really, if you do it every time, every week even, or even every day, if you do a little bit with the tools, you will see your body healing slowly. The only thing that we all need to keep in mind about healing process, alternate healing, is there is not a magic wand, and nor does the modern science have the magic wand. When we take a tablet or when we take a medication of Tylenol, or in India, Crocin or Dolo, or any other paracetamols or painkillers, what does it do? We feel they are magic wands, but are they actually? They are not. What they do is, after you take those medications, they camouflage by going and numbing some pain receptors in your brain, or they start to make sure that they target certain brain areas so that you start to feel better. Do they work otherwise? Yes, they do. But what happens is that we forget that every 3 hours or 4 hours, we have to keep taking those medication, because the brain starts to rework, rewired, and then you again get the pain, or you again feel the same, and you have to take another medication. That's why the doctors give us different strengths. They give us different doses. We do get cure, we do feel better, but what do we see after some time? We have some side effects, right? And then after a few days, you go to the doctor that now this one thing has been healing me, or I'm feeling better, but my headache has started, or I'm getting dizziness, or my legs are getting cramped. I'm getting constipation, or I am getting diarrhea, some or the other, or I'm getting acid reflux. So there are so many other things that actually happen when you take allopathy, or when we take modern medical science provided medications. We have to stop because of that? No, we don't. because there are times when we do need these medicines, we do need this modern science to really help us to heal from inside. Coming to alternate healing, why am I talking all about this? Is that when you have faith in one thing, if you are determined to get better, if you really want to heal yourself from the root cause of your pain, alternate healing is the best solution. If your alternate healer tells you that you need to go to a doctor, you need certain things you cannot heal because you do need the medical science. For example, you get hernia. Now, in hernia, what happens normally is that your mesh, the protective layer of the intestines that holds the intestines, and we all know that the intestine is a huge organ, right? It's a huge organ. So the small intestine and the large intestine, they sit in a bag of mesh. And if that has broken or it has stopped being elastic and it no longer can hold it inside, then you start seeing the holes or you start feeling the herniation. And that's when you do need to go to a doctor and get yourself fixed at the earliest, because that is the best way to save a bigger tear. It's like if a cloth is, you see a tear, you cannot put your finger in it and make sure that the hole is bigger or can it break any further. What we need to do is if we see a small, even smallest hole, we want to right away make sure that we darn it and we start stitching it and making sure that it is okay. Um, said all this, I am talking now about alternate healing and coming to the seed therapy. So before we go to the seed therapy, I want to show you hoping you all are seeing my whiteboard, and let me see if anybody is looking at it and they are able to see the whiteboard. Yes. Okay. So now in this whiteboard, I have this small, um, this image of correspondence, standard correspondence. So the reason I am showing all this is today we are going to talk about the kidney beans and how it helps our kidneys. And before we talk about that, let me give you a background of what I am talking about. And of course, all these things you can learn in detail by joining my classes at the Navrang Healing Institute. There are certification courses and there are courses that you would like to just learn for your knowledge, which are short courses. So coming back to our seed therapy, today's subject, I would like to just talk to you about sujok. So what is sujok, right? What does sujok mean? And sujok means, su means hands, jok means legs in Korea. And this name is given by Professor Park Jae-woo, who came up and who invented this wonderful, magnificent therapy, which we all feel is given us such um, amazing insight of how amazing our body is, and the creator of our body is such an amazing, we feel the gratitude of having this amazing body which has its own way of healing itself. All we have to do is listen to our body, and all we have to do is make sure our body is reacting and we are connecting with our body, with the mind and soul, right? So as I mentioned, there are 12 meridians, 12 plus 1, 13 meridians, and they all run through from the head all the way down to the toes, to the fingers in different areas, going through different areas and areas that we are not easily is not easily accessible to heal or treat. And that's when Professor Park Ji started thinking of a different way that we can come. And now in today's world, alternate healing has picked up so much, and there is so much out there, different kinds of modalities, but they all end up in one thing, that our body has a low energy, high energy circulation issue. And once that all is fixed, or when we bring them in harmony, we start to heal. Now, to bring it in harmony, let's talk about that a little bit also, because, and the reason I want to start and talk about these fundamental, um, basic um, principles of life or of healing techniques is because we need to understand when we go for any kind of help or any kind of treatment for ourselves, if we can treat ourselves or we are going to others to get treated, anything to heal takes time. You need to, if you want to build a house, you need to first create a foundation. And to create the foundation, you need to make sure the foundation is strong, right? Do we say that why is the house not being built right away? Do we just put in 4 corners or 4 walls and then a roof and the house is done? Yes, it is done. But is that going to be a strong house? No. It might blow away, it might fall, anything can happen. But if the foundation is strong, then it takes a while to remove or uproot that house. Or if you are looking at a small shrub or a plant, it's easy to uproot them versus a big tree that has deep roots inside. Our body is also the same way. We have a lot of deep rooted issues as we are growing older, as from the day we are born into the day as we grow, we see that a lot of times we hear that a certain child was born with something, but with the modern medicine and techniques, and eventually the child started getting whatever was deficient is no longer deficient in the child. Why? Because the child grows, the cells grow, the tissues grow, and our body learns how to heal itself because we are taking care. Now, this weak child, we nurture it a little more. We take care of it, right? We make sure how to make it stronger, how to make the child more healthy, more efficient, more. We provide more nutrition so the child grows healthy. I'm just going to check if there is any comments or any questions that people may have while they are with me live. I hope you guys are taking the benefit of this and you guys are enjoying this amazing way of healing your body. So, to coming to the healing process in any alternate healing, please give the alternate healing therapy enough time before you decide you don't want to move forward. Because a lot of times, what we have seen, I am learning from a research school of acupressure. Um, we have different modalities: acupressure, acupuncture,
and Ayurvedic acupressure, where we learn the anatomy of the body, the physiology of the body, where we understand how each organ works. And then we also learn how long does it take for a body to show a symptom, for an organ to show the symptoms of deterioration. So sometimes, and most of the time, we don't even know that our body is going through something that we need to take care of. And the best way is to listen to your body, eat healthy, stay healthy, and give your body enough time to heal. So, for example, someone had osteoporosis. They saw that the bones are deteriorating. Of course, when you see it in the x-rays, you do see that there is no bone at all, and there is a line of bone, meaning the rest of the bones are being deteriorated and melting away. Now, this person had so much faith, and I probably think also had some knowledge, had done some classes, short courses, or a course in its or in his or her way, and had so much faith that without fail, this person treated themselves for a year and got themselves treated for a year without fail for osteoporosis. And I am sure many of you will not believe what I'm saying, but did reverse it in a year. Well, not the whole bone, but slowly it showed that the bone are redeveloping. There is a redevelopment of the bone. Isn't that amazing? Another example of one of our colleagues that I had gone for a conference, and um, I can really vouch for it, is because he had a license that he had almost legally blind kind of soda glasses, and he had um, such a bad number that it was hard to get himself treated. He came across acupressure and the sujok therapy, and someone told him he used to work but not diligently. A tragedy happened with him, and he thought, he felt guilty of his disability of not seeing properly. So he was, when he came out of his own guilt and depression, uh, he was guided to use acupressure for the eyesights, and he started doing those, which I can show you here, like you see it here, that these are our eyes, here's the nose, the brain, and the mouth, and this is the correspondence that I'm going to come next to before I tell you about the seed therapy. He worked on himself diligently for a year, and he got rid of his glasses. After a year and a half, he was 20/20 vision. So that is the power of acupressure. Again, he also used seed therapy, pressure points, everything. Another example, a person 22, 23 years of age was taking 22 tablets a day, out of which 4 to 5 of them were antidepressants in one form or the other. This person had 24/7 headaches. He had a accident that happened when he was 17. A big slab of concrete fell right next to him when he was sleeping with a big boom, where he woke up in the middle of the night with that, and his eyes were up, and the thing fell by him, and that gave him a headache 24/7. Went to many doctors, could not tell what is wrong, and started giving him antidepressant, thinking the child is 17 and probably is still in fear and trauma, so on and so forth. But every doctor gave a different medication without stopping this previous one. At the age of 23, the person was taking 22 tablets a day. Life was not, you can imagine what life would be, because you're not fully enjoying everything, because you have headache, you have to take medication. That person was treated with acupressure every day for a year. And in a year, the medication came down to 2 tablets out of 22. And after a year and a half or more, as he continued to take the treatment, came down to half a tablet, and that tablet had been taken for so long that it already had its worst side effects if he stopped. So he had to continue taking. But that was the story. So this is not a miracle. I'm not talking about miracles. I'm talking about things that if you have faith, if you believe, if you consistently do what is told and what you learn, then it does make a difference. You need to have faith. And if you are going to a therapist for any alternate healing, give them a chance to say that, I think this is the end of the therapy. If you keep doing, it may work, it may not work, but it will not harm you, because most of the therapy alternate healings does not have any side effects. As long as you're not taking anything, it may not have any side effects. So now coming to Sujok and the therapy and the seed therapy that I have come live for. Giving all these backgrounds was important. If you listen to it and if you understand it, you will understand why these therapies work and how long can you continue doing it. So with this, I am talking about the standard correspondence system, which Professor Park Jae-woo gave us. And he said that our whole body sits in a palm, on a palm. So here you see, here our thumb has 2 eyes, nose, brain, mouth. Here's your neck. From there starts everything, your esophagus going into your lungs, your heart, your stomach, your liver, intestines, your bladder, everything, spleen, everything is in here, large intestines, your appendix, and here comes the anus. Of course, the anus comes down here. If you look at this part, this is the back of your palm where we see our body. You see this? And this is the position you have to see. And this is where the kidneys are. So talking about kidneys, let's see, what does the kidney have for us, right? What does the kidney say? How does the kidney function? Right? Let's talk about this. Kidneys are located just below the rib cage, one on each side of our spine. Healthy kidneys filter about half a cup of blood every minute, removing waste and extra water to make urine. The urine flows from the kidneys to the bladder through 2 thin tubes of muscle called ureters, one on each side of your bladder. So I give this little synopsis of what the kidney does and why kidneys are important and why today I'm talking about kidneys. The reason is, if your kidneys are healthy, your body will stay more healthy. Okay, because kidney plays a very big role and it does help you to heal in many ways, because kidneys are the essential organ of our body. You know what the functions of the kidney is. It regulates the quantity of water and electrolytes, maintains the normal pH of our body fluids, and the formation of urine. think about all these things for not working in a proper way, what would happen, right? We have urine problems, we can get kidney stones, and many different things that can happen if your kidneys are not functioning well. And that is why kidneys are very important. And seeds play a very important role also because they help us to heal our organs that we are talking about. So here, if you see the kidneys, for kidneys, we use kidney beans. For heart, we use um, cl- uh, cluster seeds, but actually we can use apple seeds, we can use rose seed, these heart-shaped seeds or pumpkin seeds. For lungs, we use buckwheat. For eyes, we use black pepper. For pancreas, we use grapeseed. For brains, we use walnuts. Now, do we really actually use those seeds everywhere that are corresponding? Yes, you can. But some of the seeds, if you eat, it helps. Like for the brain, if you eat walnuts regularly, it does help to develop your brain and keep your brain healthy. Now, grapeseed is meaning grapefruit, we all know, controls our glucose, and that way it helps the pancreas. The lungs, the buckwheat seed is very good for your lungs. Black pepper, because it stimulates the eyes and it gives a little bit of heat and calming, both properties in it to heal. Also, the black pepper seed are good for the nose. When you have running nose or blocked nose, you can apply it on the correspondence. So coming to the kidney beans, because the kidney beans are shaped like kidneys. So closing this, I'm hoping you guys have followed what I have been talking about so far. And what you have to do now with the kidney beans. So the kidneys, as I mentioned, are located in the back of your palm, right? So if I'm holding it like this, these are my two legs, my hands, and this, if I push it up, this is my back of the hand is my brain, my head, the skull, and then here is my neck, and then goes down my spine. And so this comes up, and then here I have the whole spine. And when I see the whole spine, then here is my two kidneys. How do we locate it? So what you do is between these two fingers, you go down, come here, right? This is where you will have your one kidney point. When you press this, sometimes you feel the pain. And when you start pressing this, a lot of times the back pain starts to go away. It could be that your kidneys are not functioning well. It could be that you really have severe back pain and you have problem in your vertebrae. So I'm going to take the kidney beans here. We have to make sure that you use kidney beans of any type, but the beans shouldn't be broken. Okay. The mouth of the kidney bean should be facing the center of your palm. So we located the kidney here. Like here we have the valley, and here where the bone stops, the metatarsal meet. Here, right? Here is where I'm going to place this kidney. Do you see the mouth of the kidney is facing the inside? And now I'm going to take a tape, a surgical tape. You can take a broad one, you can take a thin one, but as long as you take a broad one, it will cover the bean so that they don't get wet. So I took this bean, I'm applying over here. So this is how I applied. See, the mouth is facing inside. Now we have two kidneys, right? So we go here. Here is the end. And you will always see most of the time, 99% of the time, you always find a spot, one up and one down. And if you really know how our kidneys are located, they are located up and down. So I take the second one. Again, the mouth of the kidney bean is going to face the center of my palm. So now I located it right here, right? Again, this can be a painful point, could be. And now I will show you how my kidney beans are. Do you see? They are not exactly in the same. They are up and down, little bit, slightly up and down. Now I'm sure, and this is the same thing, you will do it on the other hand, on your second hand. When to do it? You should do this at nighttime. Why? Because in the night, you're not worried about washing your hands or this coming out or anything. Plus, our kidney functions, the clock, organ clock of the kidneys is at night. So when you are keeping this, try this for 1 week and see how you feel. You don't have to do this every day, but if you're doing it the first time, do it for 1 week. 7 days, and after 7 days, if you are watching this and if you give me your feedback, I will definitely give you more hints and more tips about your health. This has really given a lot of people a lot of healthy issues. Why? Because the kidneys, if even there is any symptoms, and we all know the kidneys are functioning constantly and they are working hard to keep our body healthy. So there are things that we don't even realize that the kidneys are facing. But just doing this once a week or once a month for 7 days will help to keep your kidneys stronger and healthier. And if you find something, you find the difference in the color of your urine, you start seeing that you're starting to feel better, then you definitely know there is something going on with your kidneys, right? Or there was something that was needed for the kidneys to release those toxins out. Now, to release toxins from your organs is not an easy job because your organs are really taking a toll on itself. And in order to make sure that the organs are functioning well, there are different ways of taking care of it. There are different plottings of the organs where we put our seeds, and only just by seed therapy, we can heal in many things, many ways, even bringing your hemoglobin to um, uh, average range without taking iron tablets, but eating healthy. Yes, eating healthy is very, very important. You cannot decline having a good, healthy diet. Your balanced diet should increase iron, calcium, vitamin K, E, potassium, everything that is needed, starch, fats, everything in a proper proportion. Not something should be too high and not something should be too low. So I hope that today, whoever has joined and whoever is watching this live video have got a little bit of insight of how to keep your kidneys healthy and why you should keep your kidneys healthy. Many people have also asked, when I take classes that, would this help if I have kidney stones? It may, but it depends. See, don't just think that this is a magic wand, as I said in the beginning. But if you have kidney stones and if you have started using this, if you see in 7 days, you see some difference, then approach for further treatment. You can contact me at 847-997-1173, or you can email me at inquiries@navrang.com. You can visit my website at navrang.com, https://navrung on navrung navrung.com, and that there you have a way to schedule, way to talk to me, call me. You have all information. And if you're interested and if you want to learn more, there are short courses and certification courses that I offer. We do have a branch in India. So many times there are classes that are conducted in India, and we may relay them. Sometimes we may put them here. We offer it to India. In other countries, anybody can join. There is no restriction to joining. But this is a wonderful therapy, I feel, to heal yourself at home, to heal yourself and your loved ones once you know more. So please try, keep yourself healthy, keep yourself happy. And the best way is to do this. One more tip. Kidney is an organ related to fear. So if you think you have fears, phobias, if you think you are afraid of a lot of things, try doing this regularly. See how you feel, because a lot of times, maybe you're taking your stress and your kidney is getting the heat out of it. Try it, give your feedback. Please join again. Ask if you would like to know more. And only by your comments, only by you liking it, only by you giving the feedback, I will know that you are interested to learn a little bit more on how to keep yourself healthy, how to learn to keep yourself healthy at home, be your own doctor before we have to run to the emergency. We can always help ourselves. Thank you again for joining. Everybody who's watching this, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep smiling. Smiling is the best way to heal yourself. Thank you, guys. If anybody has a question, before I end, I'm just coming back to the live session on Facebook. So if you have any questions and if you would like to know anything before I log off, please put that in the chat box. I can answer your questions. And if not, you can definitely watch this video again. Try this therapy, a simple kidney beans therapy on your kidney correspondence. See how you feel, see the healthiness you feel, and then you can learn more. There is a lot more to learn. There is a lot more that you will see the difference in you. Okay, thank you. Have a blessed day.